Hi everyone, my name is Kara David, and for my portfolio, I organized it on 4 different books that I particularly liked out of all the books we read this semester, and they are also organized by theme. So my first essay was on the theme of community, and I wrote about the book Shell Shaker. So I talked about how sacrificial love is an important value for many Native American tribes, and my sources dealt with the idea of preserving tribe culture and how Native Americans think of family relations, why this is important, and how sacrificial love is a vital key component to community. So, my second essay was on the Cherokee stories of the Turtle Island Liars Club. It's a long title. And that theme was on storytelling and assimilation. So, some of my sources were on the history of Indian plight and how this affects assimilation. So, how through the past, Native Americans have felt pressured to assimilate to white culture, and my essay dealt with the theme of storytelling as a means to overcome this pressure. And so, through storytelling, they preserve their heritage and their traditions, passing on values from generation to generation. So, the key takeaway, I guess, from that essay was to find unity instead of focusing on differences relating to each other, realizing we're, despite culture, despite color, despite ethnicity, we are all human beings, and so we need to find unity in that and search for that so we can respect one another. So the third essay was on Cheyenne Madonna, and it dealt with the theme of alcohol and abuse. I found sources from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and some of these statistics shed light on how different nationalities have different, I guess, tendencies to abuse alcohol. I also found some information on genetics, and it was pretty interesting because a lot of Native Americans are missing a specific gene that helps combat against the tendency to abuse alcohol. So the author's references to the cycle of abuse in Native Americans was pretty relevant and was based on national data, so my sources confirmed that. My fourth essay was on the smoked mullet, cornbread, and crawdad memory, and I really enjoyed Gomez's poetry. This theme was basically self-confidence and identity, so I talked about the power of words, and a lot of my sources dealt with the idea that authors, and in this case poets, can find self-confidence through written word. So when Gomez writes about her history with poverty and with her different family culture and her negative self-image, but then reclaiming that, she is shaping her identity and possessing a positive image of herself. So for my visuals in my portfolio, I wanted to not just have something that was straight hand in hand with the essay, but I wanted to add something with the visuals, so hopefully I achieved that. One of my visuals was a map, and it showed the most popular Native American languages per state, and so this kind of goes with the theme of preserving community, and it goes with the theme of assimilation and how language is important to combat that, and protecting Native American languages is a way to preserve culture. Another one of my graphics was a bar graph on suicide rates, and this kind of goes hand in hand with alcohol abuse, so I thought it was pretty relevant. Another one was a primary picture of kids at school, and it was Native American students with white teachers. The picture's beautiful. It's from 1904, but it also just kind of adds a personal touch to the idea of assimilating to white culture. And then my final picture that I included was on powwows, and it was a picture of a recent powwow that had music and art and dancing and drumming, and this just went with the idea of preserving culture and cultivating a Native American identity. So hopefully you enjoy my portfolio, and I hope you guys had a great semester.